Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another edition of YouTube Creator News. Every week, I always have to think about what it's called. That might be saying something, but I hope everyone's had a great week. And welcome back. Let's populate the screen with some stuff and start to fade in the background music, even though the intro is still fading out. Okay. Yeah, there's something in there. We'll just let the other thing fade out. I hope everyone's had a great week, as I just said. But you know what? I had a pretty busy week myself. But we've got quite a few things to discuss and look at in the show today, and we're already hitting it. We already hit the mystery. The mystery gift has dropped. I had to reload every single gift before the stream tonight because I broke my Social Stream Ninja, so I had to. Some stuff came back, and some stuff I had to reset up, and they were one of the things. And I had to put them in there because I knew that live stream consultant Chris was going to be here and pressing the buttons. Well, let's jump in and say hi to a few people. Everyone who's coming in. A lot of people in the chat before the show went live. Whether you were lurking or saying something, welcome. So let's jump through and give some shout outs before we get going today. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Let me know if I put that too loud. So let's go through the names. Who we got first? Chantel Hills is here. I'm because of the breakage, I've got a different layout and just testing it out, see how it goes. So in terms of how the comments look. Welcome to Chantel. Here we go. Lee, Anfield Road, Latin Loft. And yeah, we're still on handles this week. Hi, Doug. All in the chat. Got my fresh coffee and waiting. Kevin Hawthorne, as always, coming to us from Lakeland, Florida. I'm just looking to the side because that's the easiest way for me to read these comments. Cacophonous Cat is here as well. Welcome. Frankie YT hello. Livestream Consultants, who's also a member. This one really highlights the members, doesn't it? I wonder what that yellow line was, but now I know. Let me keep scrolling through here. Home Rapid Repair, Larry's here. Hello, YouTubers, or hello, content creators. Hey, I'll call them whatever you want. I don't mind. Monique is here as well, also a member. All the members are getting highlighted here. This does look neat, but if I have it on something that's contrasty, like if I put that on a white background, that'll just wash out the comments. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, where are we up to? I've lost my spot in the chat. The Wanderer AUS is here as well. Welcome. Immediately comes in with a question as a follow-up. So let's jump on that. Any tips for Social Stream Ninja and Ecamm? About to set up Social Stream Ninja to use on a live stream through Ecamm next month. Yeah, do a lot of testing beforehand, because Social Stream Ninja is it's getting better, and there is more documentation on it now, but it takes a little bit to get it set up. The whole process of adding like the alerts to pop up is the same as what you would do if you were using, say, Streamlabs with Ecamm or Streamlabs with OBS. So it's like a browser source. So it's the same sort of idea in how all the pop-ups on screen work, and then you have all the additional stuff like bringing up the comments. Yeah, I probably should maybe. There's probably tutorials. There are tutorials on YouTube on it. I haven't done one yet, but that might be something to consider. I don't know when I'll get to that though. But yeah, if you have any specific questions, let me know. Let me know. Yeah. Sort of broke it, but what happened was I had it open, it was working, and then I toggled a toggle that I shouldn't have toggled because that basically resets it, and I didn't know it was gonna like lose my settings. But when I went back and found what my correct sort of session key was and put that back in, it brought back some stuff, but it didn't bring back all the nice pop-ups and stuff that are going around. And Daniel Patel has come in early, and I'm going to hit this one.
Someone just bought Doug a coffee.
Lenny Vital dropping says, just here to get you all hopped up on the bean. Hopped up on the bean. Absolutely. I'm definitely going to hop up on some bean right after this stream between now and next stream. So that's the plan. So much appreciated for the 20 coffees. 20 coffees. That is 20. I do have a little bit to talk about with Buy Me a Coffee today, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. I do want to get into some news, bring some value first. But yeah, it's all coming in early. Now, have I missed anything after that? Really hope YouTube changed back to username, not handles. They're really flip-flopping, aren't they? Like I go on some streams and their names, some streams their handles. Come back to next week on the same stream and they're reversed. I think I've had a couple of weeks in a row now where I've had the old handles. So, I would like some clarity, YouTube, at some point. and consistency. Philip Murphy, HQ, is here in the house. Welcome. So everyone's saying everyone needs more coffee. Daniel Patel, also a channel member. Really highlighting the channel members with this particular theme. So we'll see how we go. I might test a few themes over the next few weeks. Now that Social Stream Ninja broke, and I don't remember my settings, I could at least experiment with some of the other defaults. One of the things I can't do with this is put a sound on it when it pops up. So some people will be happy with that because, the ding dong every time, and if I was cycling through comments, you would hear that consistently. So a little bit quieter in the audio on the stream today in terms of alerts. Okay. Yeah, it's going to be one of those days where I lose myself in the chat, I reckon. Actually, handles are only useful when there is more than one of the same name in chat. Yeah, you could say that. They are unique though. I think that's the thing that's going. The one thing that's going for handles is no two handles are the same. So it sort of speaks to what you're saying. All right. Well, we've got some news this week, and I think we should jump into it. And what I'll do is I'll probably work in some sort of break in between where I jump out and do some non-news announcements, because I got a few of those, and there's one built in actually as well. A bit of a shout out for somebody reaching a milestone this week, so we'll hit that when we get to it today. But in the meantime, I would like to just say this.
Stay tuned for creator news.
All right, let's drop that and drop that. We always like to start with, I'm just gonna make it look clean. Let's start as always, as we do with Creator Insider Newsflash. A very short one this week, only 2 items, which is sort of a contrast to last week. Was really long. It was like 7 minutes, which is long. This one was nice and short. Firstly, and we'll touch on both of these in more detail. Firstly, there was some new hype features rolled out. So a little bit of a tweak, a little bit of an update. We'll go over those. There's also a launch for some content sorting or filters on mobile, which also come to desktop down the track, where you can separate out if you want to look at public videos or members only videos, which is interesting, the timing of the rollout on that. So let's see. Ollie Smith is here. Let's just drop that in. Also a channel member. This is sort of readable. I think this is going to blend in with the dots if I use it on here. So yeah, I'll just have to be careful when I bring up the comments today. Make sure it's like me full screen or something, so it contrasts that sort of mirror effect. It's very, very iPhone, iOS, and I just updated my Mac to Tahoe, and a similar. It's very very translucent mirror dealios. Chantal just realized the membership wasn't showing. I logged into the wrong channel. But yet you could still mod. It's a good thing I've modded both your channels. But you would never know because you're mod in either case. That's funny. Yeah, I'm still getting used to Tahoe because it's on this machine. I only updated it during the week. I usually update a day or two after they release it. So back in September I could have but I just sort of sat on it. I'm like, no, My laptop is too old to get Tahoe because it's an Intel 2019 laptop, so I can't get Tahoe on that. So I'm sort of locked out on my laptop. So got around to setting it up on this one. Okay, let's get into the news, and then I'll jump back to the chat in a few minutes, because what I'll do is I'll jump out so I can bring up the chat messages. First thing, let me recap it. I also recapped it, as I do now on the socials, getting the news out there. Hype features added, of course, we mentioned. Viewers can now share a hype as a public post in their channel. So if a viewer just hypes you, then they get the ability to do that as a community post on their channel to say, hey, I just hyped such and such, and their video about XYZ. So that's pretty cool. So that will actually bring additional sort of discovery to people who are reading their posts onto the video that they're hyping. So they hype it to get the sort of get you in the leaderboard, but also if they use this post feature, they're also giving you like some free publicity along with the hype. So I think that's pretty cool. I'd like to see how that looks once I'll need to jump on maybe and do a hype in the next few days just to test to see what that looks like. Channel page filters, we're going to go into these in more detail. This is just an overview still. 2 new filter chips are rolling out for channel content tabs, members only and public. These will help sort videos, shorts, and live streams. So we should be able to see that probably already on, if it's rolled out, as they say, then we should see it on mobile already. So I need to go to somebody's channel. Somebody who has memberships is probably preferable. I know someone who has memberships. Channel. Just gonna make sure it's there before I start. Yeah, it is. All right, it's demo time. Demo time, nice and early today on iPhone. We're on the one and only Daniel Batal's channel, and as you can see, I'm in the video tab, and right there at the top, I've got a pill to select members only and public, so I can see the members only. Bam, just hey, I'm looking for members only content, or you know, I'm not interested in members only. I just want public, so it'll filter out all the members only because maybe they're not a member, and you know they'll tap it and it'll say you can't watch this. You'll have to become a member, which is what YouTube's really sort of pushing at the moment. This is to placate some people like Linus Tech Tips and others who were like not happy with some of the changes they made with how members only content was being surfaced on their channels. So I think this is sort of a measure that will sort of help that in some manner. We'll see. We shall see. All right. Now I just have to figure out how to get back to where I was. There we go. All right, let's move on. So demo number 1 done. Okay, let's talk about the hype a little bit more. A couple of posts here. One from Zach Boosie, who says, YouTube's hype feature now allows you to share your hype as a public post, which I think is very interesting. We talked about that. They're also launching category hype leaderboards for categories such as gaming and beauty. So instead of just having the top 100 in your country, you could filter those by the categories, but you will only see anything that matches that category within the top 100. So what I'm expecting this to be, because we already had categories in that manner, what I expect this to be is hopefully a top 100 in that category, which is be interesting. So I'm just I don't even know if that's fully rolled out yet as well. That's interesting. How would I find hypes? How do you find the hype leaderboard on mobile? I can't remember how to do it. I should know. Anyway, I'll look at that later. We'll look at that later. Matt Navarro also posted similar, talking about that. So I think being able to sort of post about your hype sort of gives a little bit more discoverability or attention to the video that you just hyped as a viewer. I think that's pretty cool. And hopefully we can discover more content if they break up these into categories, because I might be interested in gaming, for example. And I want to see what's the top 100 trending hyped. Yeah, because not trending, it's hyped. The top 100 hyped in gaming in my country this week in the last 7 days. I think that's more interesting. I don't want to check gaming and only see 10 videos or 20 videos instead of I could be seeing 100. You know, I can see those videos in the top 100 already. So if I can see, you know, a lot more content by breaking it down to category, I think that's great. All right, we're not going to linger on hype too long because I know some people aren't really hyped about hype. So let's talk about. This is vidIQ. They went into great detail to break down hype, and they reiterated what a lot of the other hype stuff. So I'm not going to read through this, but I just want to mention that they went and posted like the new stuff, and also reiterated like who qualifies for hype and everything else, which we went over when it was released a while ago, and I got content on my channel about that anyway. I got a whole video on hype. You can go watch that. So let's talk about that members only pills a little bit more detail. The one I just demoed. We do vidIQ also tweeting about this week, and they said directly addresses one of the issues that push creators like Linus Tech Tips away from exclusive content. Yeah, they basically turned memberships off because of some of the changes that YouTube was making, and sort of pointing people to their own off-platform memberships. So I did the demo, but I've also got like a little picture that YouTube have provided. Renee, the YouTube liaison, also posted about this week. Latest, popular, and oldest are still available in the drop down, which is on the left, so you can still do all the usual sorting of content. So this is launching on mobile first. This is going to come to desktop soon. It says soon. How long soon? I do not know. All right, let's move on. Okay, we're moving on to other topics away from what was on Creator Insider, because their topic list is very short this week. The next one is called AI comment summaries. Creators can tap Get Summary to see a quick overview of viewer comments and reactions. It condenses replies into digestible paragraph. Unlike in-app summaries, Studio's version doesn't sort comments by topic. I've got an interesting sort of demo that's on desktop that I can have a look at. But YouTube say that they're testing comment summaries for creators in YouTube Studio mobile app. This is going to be a mobile app feature in particular. This is where this particular version of it's going to appear. To help creators efficiently understand viewers' reactions to your content, we're experimenting with comment summaries available in the YouTube Studio mobile app. If you're a creator in the experiment, so not everybody has this is an experiment at the moment. This feature will be automatically enabled at the video level, and you can access it by tapping Get Summary on a video's comments page in Studio Mobile. I'm just going to I haven't checked to see if I've got it. Am I in the experiment? Let's see. I'm just going to have a look. If I'm not in there, I won't bring it up. Okay, so if I want to look at comments at a video level, go to one of my older videos, like my hype video that has over 10,000 views, so it has a few more. Has a few more comments. That's what I'm looking for. View all. It's telling me there's no comments on that video. That's not correct. Oh, hang on. Oh, you know why? I got comment filters to show me unresponded. Let's just look at all of them. Are you going to give me the option to... Yeah, no, I don't have it. I do have a visual demo though, which I'll bring up in just a second. If you want to provide feedback on comment summaries, obviously if you're in the experiment, you can bring feedback. You can use the up or down icons on the individual summaries. This test is rolling out to a small group at first, but will soon be expanding to all creators. So that everybody will get this eventually. They're just making sure that it's not going to fall over. All right. I want to jump to... There's a page I have over here that has a bit more of a close-up demo on it. So I'm just going to go to that. Oh, I broke it. You know what? I did the thing. I did the thing, and I didn't check the thing before I started the stream. I can fix that. That should fix it. There we go. What happens when you have multiple Google Chrome tabs open? So they've got an example here. I can zoom in. Cursor over there. I like the example of the way that they put this because it's zoom a couple of times. On that third one here where my cursor is, it says this is summarized by AI. So basically it's just giving you points, common points that are coming up in the chat. Like on this Mr. Beast video, it says people love Brian the Bird. There's a lot of comments about Brian the Bird in that video. A number of people are saying that laser beam should be in more videos on Mr. Beast's channel. Somebody was talked about something about a submarine. Do more 7-day challenges. So you're getting sort of like insights of what, if you've got a large volume of comments, but if you're particularly on a channel the size of Mr. Beast, you can be on like a medium-sized channel. You can be on an average-sized channel where you may get a lot of comments. You'll be able to get these sorts of like bullet point summaries, so it gives you an idea of what people are talking about. Because you might see a lot of the comments as they come in, but after a while you might want to get some sort of insight as to what people are saying overall in regards to the topics on the video. So I think this is a pretty cool idea, and I think that it's going to complement a lot of the other tools that YouTube's rolling out in terms of getting insights like Ask Studio and the inspiration tab and different places like that. All right, get back into the queue where we should be here. And you know what? I'm going to quickly jump out, and we'll quickly get caught up on the chat, and then we'll jump back in. Let's have a look. Daniel Batal says that guy looks familiar. Yes, he did when I pulled that channel up. Demo time. Yeah. Always on the demos. Time now for the lights. Not in Christmas mode yet. Yeah, it's coming up soon. I think once we hit December, there might be some Christmas themes getting done. The VidIQ ad writer is now being paid. Yeah. I seem to be like clipping a lot of their, because they do all the announcement updates like I do. So, I tend to jump and grab copies of theirs if it seems relevant. But then I end up with I got mine. I got Peggy's. I got Matt Navarre and others who I see comment on or post about similar topics. So if I see that it's YouTube related, then I'm jumping on it. Get a copy into my folder for the end of the week when I do the show. Let's see. Hopeful the normal YouTube app for other people's content. If that's to do with the AI, the insights. Yeah, there's a different AI summary feature for viewers. So this is like one for creators. So yeah, there is a version of that that's floating around for viewers, which I think is still getting tested. I don't think it's fully rolled out. Oh, Phil, that's not the wrong one. I'll come back to the one. Philip saying, bye guys, I'll catch you later if you're still here. That AI summary sort of makes me think it's taking away from reading individual comments. Well, I can see how it would be practical in the sense of someone like Mr. Beast, who is not personally reading his comments and probably doesn't have staff members personally reading the comments either, because that would be a multiple full-time job for many people. And I doubt that he's probably putting a lot of money into that side of things. Probably automating some responses. I don't know. Maybe he's not responding. Maybe he's just auto-hearting everything. I don't know. Probably just having someone skim over it to make sure there's nothing inappropriate. Using the YouTube tools to filter out anything inappropriate. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see how they actually how useful that would be in the sense of like smaller channels for sure, it's very much capable of getting through the through your comments typically. And you know, something you should be striving for while if you're at least able to you know, have the time to at least address the comments and read them, acknowledge them somehow, whether you heart them or whether you reply, that you're able to yeah. And then if you're hands-on, if you're the creator, if you're like a one-person creator, you don't have a team, and you're hands-on with the comments, and then you're getting those insights like straight into your brain directly from the comments. You'll pick up the patterns in any case. So yeah, this is definitely for at least probably medium-sized channels and above. Listening as creating thumbnails for vlogs, wording for the channel. Yeah, it's always good to multitask. Lee's boring life. AI is this, AI that. AI is getting pushed too hard in everything. Oh, you didn't watch. I don't know if you watched my live stream last week. It's getting overused. The amount of AI slop permeating everything. You know, you're going to get slop, and you're going to get actually quality content as well. Because the slop comes from the intent of the creator, and sometimes the intent of the creator is to be lazy and sloppy, and so then you'll get the slop. But whereas you have a creator who is being creative and is actually being thoughtful of the viewer, then you are going to get good quality content, whether they use AI or not used AI. I think there's a lot of slop that's just poorly made content by people with cameras and or you know, screen recording their gameplay or whatever, and it's boring, and it's not necessarily to do with AI at all. So slop is slop, whether it's AI or not AI, in my opinion. But it's interesting, yeah. We just definitely, as viewers, we want to be discerning as to what we're watching, and just not just let anything sort of just slip into our head, because you know, that'd be crazy. That'd be crazy. Got to watch that on TikTok when you're swiping. Yeah. Urban Van Life is here. Neil, how are you? Good afternoon, good evening. Yeah, there's some really good tools that take advantage of AI. Like I do some really good sort of behind the scenes stuff with like Gemini, for example, in terms of doing all the things. Yeah, I don't know if we've got the soapbox level, but maybe. Yeah, it needs to be a tool used for help, not to replace them. Absolutely, 100%. If creators get too lazy, and I can understand how people could slip into it too. It's like, oh, this is a huge shortcut. Yeah, and yeah, you should use it to save time and to get things done more efficiently, but you don't let it replace your creativity. 100%. 100%. All swishes here. Change accounts. Jumping back and forth. All right. Yeah, is this the hill you want to die on? That's always the question you got to ask yourself. All right, let's jump back into the news. Next one. Let's talk about the YouTube Create app, because I got confused. And Larry here in the chat, Live Stream Consultants, was it, not Live Stream Consultants, Home Rapid Repair. I'll get it right. It is, my excuse is it's 11 p.m. at night. Yeah, I got an email my Friday morning saying, hey, the YouTube Create app's now on iOS. Here's the link, you can download it. And I downloaded it. Little did I know, I thought it was rolling out everywhere. So I'm like on Twitter like nearly 24 hours ago saying, hey, everybody, it's on iPhone. Go and download it. Yay. And I found out that it's only, they've just they sort of have rolled it out in Canada previously, but now they're rolled out here in Australia. So Canada and Australia are the only two countries that have it on iOS. Obviously, it's in many, many, many countries on Android already. I had it on my Pixel, but I haven't been able to use it for a while because my Pixel's dead. So I haven't been able to use the YouTube Create app. And now I have the YouTube Create app on my iPhone, and I'm stoked. Because at the very least, I can make some content about it. I think when I got it on Android, when it came out on Android here in Australia, I think I made a video on my mobile channel, but I might do an updated one on the iPhone version, because obviously they're rolling out new features that'll do more than it did back like last year or whenever it was when I installed it on the on my Pixel. So yeah. So here, Jonah got an alert in his studio, which is interesting. Now, one thing I learned about Jonah through this, and if you look over on the second post by Jonah, it says in case you want to download it, it's here. If you look at the URL, that's the Australian App Store /AU. So he's in Australia as well. So he posted about it, not realizing it was just Australia and Canada either. So let's jump to the next one. So this one here on the left is what Larry sent me. He DM'd me. He said, here's what it says. I misread it. I didn't see the Australia of it all, and I'm like, it already said Canada, and I'm thinking, they haven't updated that yet. But then I took another look. YouTube is available on Android phones, have at least 4 gig RAM in all countries listed below. That's on the help page. It is currently only available on iPhone in Canada and Australia. So as long as you've got an iPhone 10R or later, that's running at least iOS 17 or later. Obviously, we're on iOS 26 now because they jumped from 18 to 26. So anyway, get confused by that. So yeah, there's proof. That's a screenshot of my screen to show you that I have it on there next to my newly downloaded Adobe Premiere app, which has also got a YouTube integration coming to it. And here's my post. I finally got it correct. Heads up, creators in Australia and Canada. YouTube Create app is now available on iOS. It's free and features auto captions, noise removal, some royalty-free music, filters and effects. That's all according to YouTube, of course. I'm going to be diving in on some of those features on my mobile channel, because that's a mobile app. I do my mobile content on my mobile channel. What else we got going on in the chat before we move on? Actually, what's my next topic? I know we'll do one more, and then we're gonna do the breaks. Let's do that. We can recap in the chat. Now this week you might have noticed, some people noticed that because we're coming up to like the payout period of the month for YouTube, the people were looking in their studio and they were getting an overinflated payout amount. Says, does your YouTube say you're rich? Unfortunately, it's an error. YouTube is aware that payments are showing much higher than expected. It was like more or less double what they should have been. I noticed that issue. I was talking to Larry on DMs, and he had the same issue. Now they have corrected it. So they tell me. Let me go to the Earn tab and see if it has been corrected for me. Yeah, it's corrected now. It's corrected. I like the incorrect figure because it was double. I thought, oh, that's cool. I don't remember. Did I earn that much last month? Oh, okay. But no, it was about the same as the month before. About the same as the month before. So, but that's been fixed now. So if you happen to, like earlier in the week, so midweek and early in the week, have seen sort of the number, and then you go, oh, that's pretty good. No, go check it again. It's been corrected, and I believe payouts are no, they're another week or so away. It's only the 15th. Yeah, payouts don't come out till after the 21st. Sometime in the period of the 21st to the 26th of November is when YouTube usually pays you out, depending on where you are. All right, before we take our mid-news break and talk about a couple other things and jump back in the chat, I'd like to shout out the one and only Andrew Can, who hit 15,000 subscribers earlier this week. He himself shared his milestone. Obviously, he's the one that can post the milestone graphic. He says, "Thank you to everyone who has and is watching. Can't wait to make even more content." And like Andrew is one of the hardest working people on YouTube. He's making content on his own channel, and he's moderating, doing stuff on Tube's Spanish channel, on Opus Clip channel. I'm sure he's popping up elsewhere. I can't remember right now. But Andrew he's popping up everywhere. He's hardworking, and let's see him increase that number to where he deserves to be, because I reckon he's easily should get to silver play button easy. So I think that's down the road for him when he can just focus on focus on putting consistent content out on his own channel, I think he'll get to 100k easy. So big props to Andrew Can this week. All right, let's put those all back on. I did the wrong thing. I pressed the wrong button. Yep, there they are. All right, just going to jump back into the chat, and then we're going to jump in, do a couple of announcements, and then we'll go back to the news and topics. Yeah, you're jumping through all your accounts today. American English Brand is here. Do a bit of editing, but listen to Doug in the background. Hello. And Rapper says, Larry, you say? Yes. I have a complaint. Oh, Neil has a complaint. We've been trying to use Opus Clip now for a while, and oh my, I'm not impressed with it at all. Big waste of money ever. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, I actually have an Opus Clip account, but I don't use it. I don't have a paid account. But I understand, because when I was first using it was when it was early days. And you know, it was good for identifying things, but I thought the cutting was a bit rough. I haven't tried it lately, so I can't speak to how well it cuts now. That's interesting. One thing I have been doing is I did have early access to Agent Opus, which is their create shorts from a prompt type service. Yeah. And it was I think it was in alpha, but I think they've just recently moved it to beta. But I did some testing on it in alpha, and yeah. And I can understand why it's in alpha and why they haven't released it yet, because it does a little bit of work, but it has a lot of potential, and it is strictly very much an AI tool. And we'll see how it develops. I have run a bunch of video stuff through it just to do some testing and see if I could put out something that I'd be happy with. And I've got some interesting stuff. Not 100% happy with the results, but it was an alpha, and it's if you're participating, with early access and that, you're the guinea pig. You're the guinea pig. It's not there for you to make polished content. It's there for you to rigorously test it. And I could say I was rigorously testing it when I was using it a few weeks ago, at least it was. Yeah, Creator's not in the UK on iPhone yet. I would put it in the sort of level. It's probably like a more basic version of CapCut or the Instagram edits. So they have all the phone editing tools have sort of similar sort of interfaces, but what tools and what abilities they have can vary from app to app. Once I go through and start breaking it down, and I'll do my video and I'll show you exactly what features it has and if how good it is. There'll be some. It'll be super easy to at least create something, whether it's a short or a long form video, and then have it uploaded directly to YouTube from the app, because it's integrated. Like, you sign in with your channel, and then you can create content and then directly upload it if you want to. Yeah, YouTube made me rich for 24 hours. Easy come, easy go. I then got excited. Yeah, I looked too. I'm like, oh yeah, that's unusually large. I didn't understand why it was that. The Wonder AU says, I think they deflated my payout. Congrats to Andrew Can. This is the congratulations section. I'm probably clicking those too quick. Congrats to Andrew. All right. I'm going to get caught up in this chat here. Larry says, he showed me. I was going to fly to France on that money. Yeah. 15.7K on my Fiberific channel, and watching it like a hawk. Oh yeah, when you're so close, it's like you hit it and you go, yes, and then you can, go on the socials and post a little thing, and people go, hey, people cheer. It's good encouragement. It's good encouragement when you hit a milestone. I won't begrudge anybody a milestone. Certainly does get tense when you get close to milestone. Absolutely. Just spent a day making a short for DJI as a sponsor us. I tried Opus again and the results were awful, so I got doing it myself. Yeah, I think when you got a lot, when you're doing something that's sponsored, I think there's no substitute for, planning, filming, editing it yourself to meet the expectations of the sponsor. Make them happy. Absolutely. None of the auto-generated shorts tools work for me. I change topics and centers way too often. Yeah, the one place I did see early on when Opus first came out, it was really good for like sort of podcasting stuff and live streams because you could be like talking about a single topic over the stream, which might have different components to it along the way, and it would be able to identify talking points out of that quite well. The ones I did back in the day when I was using Opus, just to like test it out, I would download it and just sort of like tighten it up and trim it around because sometimes the cuts weren't really in the right place for me. They didn't flow the way I wanted it to flow. Yeah, there was some interesting things on AppSumo. I have not tried too many of them, but sometimes like stuff I already use comes up on AppSumo as well. So, yeah, that's good if you can find something. And you find something like on a good deal with AppSumo, you can, at least you can test it and see if it's going to do the job for you. And it's like, yeah, why not? Mount Go Productions is here. Welcome to the stream. It's good to see you. Where are we? Neil says, we're 1K off 60K, so 2026 is going to be the play button year, we hope. Yeah. You're getting there. Ever closer. I'll get there one day too. I think my next goal is just to get to 12. Get to the 12. All right. I caught up on the chat. Let's take like a mental break for a second. I want to talk about a couple of things. Now, I did have in my first of all, let's talk about the trailer. Today's trailer was just be aware of the upcoming specials because we know that right at the end of the month we've got Black Friday, Cyber Monday, that whole, everybody's going to be coming out with their stuff. So I thought, I know when these specials are going to be, so let me tell you in the ad. So the ad was out on the pre-stream. It's rolling out and telling you when the specials are going to be. And the best specials are between Black Friday and Cyber Monday. So from the Friday to the Monday of that weekend, if you want to get any of my merch, that's the time to drop it. So get your merch there. One of the things I was going to talk about the other week, but didn't get to it, and I'll address that super chat in a second, is I have a new design. I did this new design. It's a graphic novel design. That's supposed to be me, and that is one of my shirts that I got a green shirt, has like that sort of pattern on it. And there I am wearing my glasses, and I got Thor's hammer. It didn't need to literally be Thor's hammer, but that's what it gave me. And it's like band hammer, and there's like a graphic there. It represents smashing the spam and everything else. The electronica of it all. So it's like a new version of like a band hammer. No, so I put this on like shirts and mugs and stuff. And I thought this is interesting, and I think this would be cool as a sticker as well, because it's like a graphic novel design. So yeah, this is a new design I put up on the merch store a couple of weeks ago. I was going to mention it sooner, but sometimes when I stream, I forget things. So I thought I'd mention it today. But if you want to pick it up on a good special, and they got the 30% off coming up real soon over the Black Friday, Cyber Monday weekend, which is in 2 weeks from today. I will remind you every week, and then on that weekend, I'll push it hard. And I also mentioned some of the ones that are coming up leading up to it because Spreadshop have a lot of sales pretty consistently. So everything up to the end of the month was on the trailer. If you caught that coming in, if you didn't because you obviously came in late or something, then maybe I could play it. I could play it. maybe I could play it. But while I'm here, let's bring that out. That's not the button. That's the wrong button. This one.
Thank you for the super chat.
They're dropping the super chat, testing what percentage YouTube will take from your money, and that's a good lead. That's a good lead in to the other announcement for today. I just wanted to mention the merch because I did the updated trailer on today's show. For this one, now let's move these out of the way. Let's get this done. I've launched a different membership, and this is basically the same memberships I have on YouTube, but you can do it on Buy Me a Coffee instead. Same price points, I believe I've got it right. Now, I've called them slightly different just to differentiate them, but I have the $5 level a month and the $15 level a month, which matches the Hewsonati and the Hewsonati Max on YouTube. I call this one Hewsonati Basic and Hewsonati Maxi. So slightly the same thing. So this is all over on Buy Me a Coffee. Now, there's a link to the memberships, the direct membership link in the description of the live stream. So this is just an option because what this does is this doesn't give the 30% to YouTube, if you know what I mean. So this is just a different option. So if you prefer the creator to get more of the funds, then this is a good way to do it. Now, I know Chantel's had hers on Buy Me a Coffee for a while, and I don't know why I didn't do it sooner. Really, it's just another option to make it so that you don't have to, share all that money with YouTube. Basically, more comes to me, less goes to YouTube, and that's the thing. And so I'm not going to stop the YouTube memberships because some people prefer that. Some people prefer that. Some people prefer to be mindful of how the funds are going when they're sending them across it. Hey, that more of that's going to get to Doug. More of that's going to get to my favorite creator. So Buy Me a Coffee link it's in the description just below the regular Buy Me a Coffee support link. And so set that up this week. It's launching right now. This is the launch on the live stream. And we can bring all that back up. So let me jump back into the chat and get caught up with y'all. And remember, we all started at 0. They take the 30%, 70-30 on all the fan funding stuff. And there's a double Doug there. Boom, boom, boom. The art is awesome. Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. Like that was me fiddling around. I can't remember. I think I did that with Gemini, with a Nano Banana. I think. Not all of it, of course, because once I got the basic design, I bring it into Canva and touch it up. Like I added the band hammer down the side and everything else, and tweaked some of the graphics around the bottom just to simplify it a bit because it was like a bit all over the shop. I was real happy with that design because I'm not a graphic designer. Now it's all good. It's all good whether you come in pre-stream and see the pre-show trailer, or if you come in mid, it's all good. Where are we? I'm just getting caught up on the chat here. Shark Scrapper's here. Saying hello, and I missed this is the one. This is the one. Very cool artwork. Yeah, absolutely. The cut using BMac. Yeah, that's right. Just under 10%. Yeah, I haven't done the math because obviously they go through Stripe, so the Stripe fees come out before it gets to you. And I think Buy Me a Coffee have got a very small amount, and then there's some Stripe fees, and I think that's it. Yeah, that's true too. That's why I have both options. There's some people who are giving, they're like, I don't really want YouTube to get all this because you're here streaming and I'm dropping a super chat or I'm dropping whatever, and I don't want YouTube to get 30% of it just because they're facilitating the transaction. They're providing the platform. You are right. So I don't begrudge YouTube that either. So that's why I leave it up to the viewer. Just after midnight, yes, 20 past 11 where I am, because we're up north of the border. Yeah, that is an important point as well. A lot of Aussies in the chat. It's always good to see. Just near the South Australian border, but still in Victoria. Yeah, my son's visiting his girlfriend in Adelaide right now, so he's in South Australia. I've never been in South Australia in my life. So yeah, it's a place that he's beat me to. You should know Doug, the mercenary modding image I made for you. Haha, he'll get a kick out. Yeah, definitely. Okay, so BMAC takes around the 5% and Stripe take around the 5%. So you get getting 9%. That's not too bad, considering what some of the other platforms, even Patreon, take more than that. What software you use for multiple cameras? That's a good question. For live streaming, and you could use it for recording as well. I use Ecamm. If you have Windows, obviously that's our question. Meld is a good option, or OBS, which will do, all those softwares, they will do both the streaming and or act as a recorder. If you're doing like a multicam recording and you want to like cut it live, that's the way to go, is either Ecamm on a Mac, or you can use Meld or OBS on a Mac as well. But on PC, OBS, Meld, they're probably good options. And then you've got like your cloud options, like I hear the Riverside's really good. I haven't tried Riverside, but I hear that's very professional. You can use the likes of StreamYard and different things as well. One of the things I don't have on my list today is that StreamYard's just rolled out their multi-aspect ratio, and they call it Mars, but basically you can stream to horizontal, vertical at the same time. So now you've got two canvases on your StreamYard, like a vertical and horizontal, which I think is pretty cool that they've rolled that out. EVMux is another option if you're looking for like cloud recording and or streaming. Now, yeah, to bring in your cameras though, depending on what type of cameras you might need, like my camera here is coming in, because I'm on a Mac and I'm using Ecamm, I can bring my Canon cameras in on USB, which is pretty cool. Otherwise, you'll need something like this, like a Cam Link, which you'll take the HDMI out. Let's see if that will capture that. Face. What's upside down? Cam Link. An Elgato Cam Link. That'll bring like your HDMI and turn it to USB. That'll do the conversion to bring it into your computer, make it look like a webcam. So you can get a couple of those, and then there's devices where you can like multi-switch and like your Blackmagic A10s and your Rodecaster videos. They have two different units now, so there's a whole bunch of options for bringing in multiple cameras now. And yeah, it all just depends on the budget at the end. You can do it ghetto on, picking up a couple of these. I think these go for around 100 US a pop usually. So you've got two cameras, you can pick up like cheap ones on Amazon, which, I've got a cheap one that I don't think I've got it on my desk, that there's like a backup for this. And if I want to bring in additional cameras, which I've picked up for like 20 or 30 Australian dollars. So, but you get what you pay for sometimes. But I haven't had any problem with the cheap one so far. All right, we are going to have to get back to the news in a second. Where was I up to? Oh yeah, a couple more quick topics, and then we're into the main topic, which I haven't touched on the main topic yet. So really quickly, gonna knock off the rest of these comments here. Ecamm supports it. EVMux supports an additional camera, but I have not used it yet. I believe that's probably the case. I'm not up to speed on the EVMux features. I know there's a lot of people streaming in both wide and vertical at the same time. Yeah, because YouTube's rolling out the horizontal vertical dual streaming. I don't have it yet. When I have it, I'm gonna test it to see how it goes, because we've tested like doing two separate, like using the phone and Ecamm, or using Ecamm and then or using Meld to do both, or using OBS to do both at the same time. Well, I've tested a OBS plugin where I did a few, because I test stuff on live streams. So as soon as that rolls out to me, I'll be testing it. But I know some of the channels that I've seen this week, I've seen double streams, and I'm going, okay, what they've done is that's a horizontal and a vertical that have gone out, and afterwards it appears on their channel. So it looks like they've got two of the same stream, because I don't think YouTube has got the option before the stream to give them two different thumbnails. You probably have to go back and put them on, and those channels haven't done that. So I've seen what you're talking about. It looks like there's two streams after the fact, because there are technically. Any idea if Ecamm are looking into integrated giveaway tool similar to StreamYard? Not that I've heard. Now there is a version of a giveaway tool in Social Stream Ninja, so you could probably test that if you're testing Social Stream Ninja as well. If you look down the menu, there's an option for a giveaway tool. Last time I looked at it, they said it was in beta, but I tested it and it seemed to do, what it promised to do. And there was some options to like customize it and different things. It's a little bit different to the StreamYard version that you might have seen kicking around on many streams. But it'll basically give you the same thing. There's different ways you could use like a bot, like Nightbot, use more of a chat bot to like store and pick names from the chat and different things as well. But the Social Stream Ninja one does work on like people inputting stuff into the chat. Esmo Skies here, been lurking a while, walking pub. Awesome. Now you're in the chat. yeah, check it out. It's worth it, because if you're looking at it for other stuff, you might as well check all that feature out as well. See if it does the job for you. All right, we need to jump back to the next one. Couple of rapid fire ones here. Let me just get rid of there. Bit of a myth busting from YouTube this week. From Renee, YouTube liaison. Should creators wait 1 or 2 days before making a video public? He did a little video on that. And Matt Navarro sort of covered it in one of his posts. YouTube officially shot down the myth that delaying uploads improves reach. Basically, the moment that you upload it and all your checks are done, you find to go live. Doing it then or doing it a day or two later isn't going to make a difference to your reach. It's not going to like marinate it and make it better. Like you're cooking you've marinated your chicken wings and you want to marinate them for a day and then put them on the barbecue. You know what I mean? Renee Ritchie clarified that recommendations rely on public audience behavior, because yeah, they do. Nothing happens until a video is live. They can't get feedback from viewers until it is available to be seen by viewers. Waiting days does not prime the algorithm. It just postpones visibility. I like the succinctness of that. The only reason to upload early is to clear copyright and monetization checks. Beyond that, hit publish when your audience is ready. And that's a nice way to say myth busted. Okay, this is something I came across when I was setting up the stream tonight. This is something, how channels will have different levels of mid-roll ads on their live streams. Like I choose to have mine manual so that they only come on when I trigger them, which is very rare, and you know that because if you're on the stream regularly, it's very rare. But I read there was this interesting little pop-up that came up that told me that if I use the let YouTube decide option, automated mid-rolls will be optimized to limit disruption to channel members when creators select the let YouTube decide option. So if we let YouTube do it automatically, they're going to prioritize members getting less ads, which is interesting because I've heard that sort of thing be suggested even on content. If someone's a channel member, maybe they should get either less ads or no ads. And it looks like there's something that they're doing at least on live streams. Like if you're not a channel member, then you'll probably get your regular quota of ads during a live stream if they've got the mid-rolls on automatic. But apparently if you're a channel member, you'll get less. So I thought that was an interesting piece of information. All right, next rapid fire one. VidIQ just put out a reminder. So this is like more of a PSA. Whatever email account you use to sign into your YouTube channel should not be public anywhere. You and Google should be the only ones to know that email exists. So in other words, don't use your YouTube login email to be your contact email on your about page or anywhere else that you might put out an email. Don't use that email. Use a different email. We've talked about that before, but that was a PSA for this week. Now the topic of the day. This one again from Renee, YouTube creator liaison, Team YouTube, put this out. I've got a page for that. Where is it? It is. It says we saw a lot of questions this week about content moderation, appeals, processes, and decisions. There has been a lot of talk about that. There was some channels getting terminated by accident because they were somehow linked to a channel that had no relationship to themselves. It's some random Japanese channel that had been terminated, and somehow their channel got associated with it, which is probably an issue for YouTube. But there was other things going on, of course. This is addressing everything sort of at a very high level, top level, in terms of content moderation and appeals processes, the decisions, and channel terminations. With the help of our trust and safety teammates, we're sharing answers. This is a thread which I'm going to open up. Renee says that he's been tagged on a lot of questions and comments about content moderation right now, and so is Team YouTube. We see it, we feel it, we take it super seriously, and we want to address it. And so they're trying to address the elephant in the room, and not everybody's buying it, but this is what they said. Let's bring that up real quick. It says, we're seeing a lot of questions tagging Team YouTube and YouTube Liaison on social media. Yeah, because that device is getting thrown around as like, tag Team YouTube, which, you know, all of us tell people to do that when they have a problem. But, you know, Renee isn't really the person to tag because it's Team YouTube that does the grunt work on that. Renee can only do so much. He's more of a high level issue thing. This past week, Team YouTube worked with our trust and safety team to review hundreds of social posts and corresponding YouTube channels outside of our typical workflow. So they did some additional sort of moderation just to get a little bit more eyes on than normal. The vast majority of terminated decisions were upheld, with only a handful of nuanced cases being overturned. We also confirmed there are no bugs or known issues with our systems. We did see screenshots of a lot of old Help Center message circulating on social, but that was related to an old issue resolved on October 4, 2024. That was like a year and 13 months, year and a half. No, a year and 1 month. It's not a year and a half. Not any current issue. Let me bring this up. In conversations with creators this past week, we identified a few opportunities to provide more education around certain policies and what is not allowed on YouTube. I'm probably going to make a video on this to go into a little bit more detail. But basically, they're wanting people to sort of focus on a lot of terminations have been around the spam, deceptive practices, and scams policies. And as always, it jumped on me. As always, the process to appeal a channel termination is available directly in YouTube Studio. Of course, Team YouTube teams will do their best to help flag potential widespread issues or broader feedback, like we did this past week. No, our team only reviews one appeal per channel. Now, this is something I want to speak to, and I'm probably going to make a video and speak to it a little bit more. If you continue to repeatedly appeal after that, you'll receive an automated email response pointing back to the original email. This is where if you've already done appeal and then you appeal again, and people say, well, it must be an AI that appealed it because it came back in 30 seconds. It's because you've already done your appeal and you got denied. So then you need to not appeal in that manner again. You might need to up your appeal. The problem why they may have gotten knocked back if they feel their appeal was legitimate is they may not have put enough thought or research into their appeal to adequately address what the actual issue is. Because a lot of people, I see it even in team, when they're tweeting Team YouTube, they're just saying, I was terminated incorrectly. That's not an appeal. That's just telling you how you feel. Well, what's the evidence based on the reason that they've given you, which will be the broad topic reason like spam and deceptive practices, then you're going to have to figure out as best you can what they're talking about in terms of that. So yeah, I could go on for this a while, so I'm not. There was some FAQs which I'm not going to cover now because we have a limited time, but I'll probably make a video on this. I feel this is something that we can make a video on, talking about the level of automation that they use for content moderation. What happens if YouTube gets it wrong? How do appeals work in terms of channel terminations? There's obviously other types of appeals that are to do with termination. It could be like getting demonetized, removed from the YouTube partner program, a particular video getting restricted, different things like that. So there's more than one thing. So there's a whole article here, which I'm going to go and break down in more detail. Instead of me scrolling it in your eyes, I'm going to jump back. So yeah, it's just an interesting one, and I think we could talk more detail, but I know we've got limited time left, so I don't want to go into it too much now, but suffice to say that I will endeavor to make a video about it because I think it needs to be broken down a bit. So let's see what's going on in the chat here. Drink some water, absolutely. Okay, I'm looking for any questions. I've started not to monetize my live streams. People are getting ads in the chat even, as well as midstream video ads. So no longer monetize my lives. Got to keep people happy. Yeah, like I'll have the pre-rolls on, but I have my mid-rolls set for manual, which means they don't trigger until I press the button to trigger them. Which means that if I don't press the button to trigger them, they don't get anything. But yes, on some mobile devices at least, I think maybe on TV as well. I haven't seen it on desktop, I don't think. But yeah, midstream, the chat gets covered up by an ad. It's like, what's that? And then you go like X out of it to get back to the chat. And it's like just like a visual ad. It's just like an image ad. It's like the quality of ads lately on YouTube has gone downhill. And obviously, those side ads wouldn't be, they'd be fairly cheap for people to run. I'm even getting like mid-roll ads that I watch where you get a normal sort of video style ad, but it'll be like a PowerPoint presentation, and that's an ad with some like generic, common sort of generic music in the background. That instead of like making a proper video, they're just putting up PowerPoint presentations as ads, and maybe that's a cheaper option for some businesses. But I feel like I'm being dumbed down by it all. You know what I mean? I don't know. Anyway, I won't get on my soapbox any longer on that one because I know we're limited for time. Skyscraper says, I don't run mid-roll ads on my live stream, but I do let YouTube decide where to put mid-rolls in my long forms. Yeah, I do too. Good night. Good night. At least YouTube allows an appeal. How low is to hammer your toast? Oh, that's funny. Oh, alert. Niminati starting 15 minutes late. Like, I haven't even checked, like, to even link it up to my stream. Let me close some tabs, because closing tabs is always good for your computer. Let me go to the YouTubes. I haven't talked about upcoming live streams yet, so let's do that now. And then I think we're sliding right into the last part of the show, last call and all. All right, let's go have a look and get rid of the BMAC. So coming up today, it's a very similar pattern. Niman Live, but obviously starting at 9:15. Apparently, yes, 9:15. I can see it there. Opus Clip with Andrew Ken and Roberto Blake will be at 1 p.m. Eastern, as they have the last several weeks. So that's a recurring. And then Chantel's stream is always 7 p.m. Eastern, I believe. Yes, I'm getting totally confused by those changes. It didn't change there. It's now an hour later here, which I think might work out because I think I'm a 10 o'clock start actually probably works better for me in some respects. Yeah. And of course, I'll be here. I'm waffling now. I'll be here back YouTube Creator News next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. It's always good to know. Always good to know. I want to see what these comments look like. Here we go. Yeah, see, they're hard to read on the white part. So there we go. Let's go back. There we go. That's something to remember when you got the glass panel style comments. So yeah, and I believe we said it was time for something.
It's the last call.
It's the last call. It's your last chance to make a comment or ask a question. That's something I didn't do at the start of the show. Like I always do at the start of the show. I didn't do it. I just said, hey, it's a Q&A show. If you've got a question anytime, drop it in the chat. Put a Q in front of it. I did not say that at the start of the show. It's probably why I've had less questions today. But if you've got a quick question now, you can certainly drop it. Or if you have anything else you want to share before we wrap things up and head on over to all things Niminati, at Niminati Central, at the Niminati Studios in Niminativille, Thailand. Oh dear. I'm just putting the redirect in so that you can all get to Nick's channel without getting lost once we're done here. All right. Yes, indeed, it is. Where's my cursor? There it is. My mouse. It's the last call, y'all. Random point of the day. The last ever USA penny was minted this week. I'm not sad to see it go. I don't like filthy coins. Yeah, it's like, yeah, we got rid of our 1 and 2 cent pieces here in Australia years and years ago. So the minimum size coin now is a 5 cent coin here down under. Yes, I do need a live stream checklist. And I even built one. I think I built one with, did I use ChatGPT? I used ChatGPT or I used Gemini. And I narrated a whole bunch of stuff. And then I was setting up for a stream one day. I sat here and I said, oh yeah, and Gemini, add this to the thing. Put it here as we're going to do it here. And got it all in and added it and tweaked it and everything. And since then, I have not even opened it up to look at. So I'm going to go look for that, and I'm going to get that because that's probably exactly what I need. And I've probably already added that to the list. It's probably already on there. If you make a checklist, make sure you got it like out on a piece of paper, or you open it up on a screen or on your tablet, on your iPhone or iPad, or somewhere that you can actually use it and go through it. You know, I've done these streams, and sometimes I'll forget to drop my live stream announcement on X or something like that. And it's like, you know, I get to the end of the stream and I see that I had the tab open, had it ready to post, and I forgot to click post. Or I forgot to do it all together. So, you know, it's one of those things. Wish I was more awake. I sure have good questions. Oh, hey, I'm here. We're here every week. So if you don't have it now, you can bring it next time. So that's always good. Yeah. And this time of day, I understand. When you're in this part of the world, it's like, you know, it's getting late. It's getting late, I tell you. It's getting late, but we've got a few more hours to go here. Niman Live coming up, 3 hours of goodness as usual. Be modding and making it all fun. Need to hydrate more. Make it dry erasable so it's reusable and physical. Yeah, I could get like a dry eraser and just write on my iPad. Just like have the thing come up and just tick them off and then rub it off. Awesome. Yeah, definitely bring your questions. Yeah, I just got the official live in 30 minutes alert for next stream. So you're good. Yeah, you got any more questions or comments before we go? Anything you want to maybe comment further about with today's news or this week's news? It's really this week's news. There's a couple of things I would like make a video on, maybe breaking down that announcement that we talked about at the end of the comment moderation, because there's some interesting stuff in there when you break it down. I've got a couple of other things on the go. I have to go look. I have my video ideas sitting in my Gemini. Dave Matney's here. Let's bring it up. Let me click on it. There it is. There it is. Good morning. I'm probably going to do on my mobile channel when I get a chance to do a tutorial on the YouTube Create app on iOS. See what changes since I did the one I did for when it came out on Android a year or two ago. So yeah, I've got the channel moderation one I just talked about. What is this one? Oh no, that was not all these. Some of these are just prompts to find out stuff. I love playing with Gemini, and it streamlines a lot of stuff for me, and I refine it as I go, and it's really good. It's really good when you refine it to do something, and then you just have to like do this, and it'll do it the way you want it done, because you've refined your instructions and you've given it like explicit. This is how I like it every time I talk about this. Do it this way, or be mindful of this, or be mindful of that, or hey, if you're helping me with a script, I want to put this here, and this is how I end my videos. I want to go straight to the hook. I don't want to say hello and welcome to my channel. I don't want to say any of that. I give that information. Then if I'm working on some stuff back and forth, it's already formatting it in the way that helps me expedite all that and be mindful of that. Sometimes if I'm recording a video off the cuff, I'll forget to like point to another video, or I'll forget to do something along the way. And if I've got something structured on in writing, then it always helps me to make a hopefully a better video. Yes, Social Stream Ninja. That's a good point. You know what? I'm going to go in here right now. Can I voice chat this? Is it going to hear me? Yeah, it's going to hear me. Hello. Can you make a note that I need to create a video on how to set up Social Stream Ninja? There we go. I don't usually do voice control, but I thought I'd try it. All right. I started watching a lot of Neil deGrasse Tyson's videos. It turns out you guys really are upside down as we are. Yeah. Believe me, I've flown a fair way around the globe to get to your side. Our toilets also flush the other way. True, apparently. I don't really know which way ours spin, because my toilets in my house don't really spin much, so they just churn. I don't get a lot of spin suction going. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Oh, I just realized something. That's going to be interesting. But anyway, I'll do all that. Yeah, next week we'll have a different style of this, because there's some shortcomings to having white writing on this clear backing. If I have something like when it's blue like this is fine, but if I got one of my other screens up like this one, it's like it just disappears. So yeah, I need to find a different format, test a few different ones before we get back into it for next week. That was there for an emergency. That was there just to get me where I needed to get this stream up. All right, I think we're going to wrap things up. Let's crank it. I want to thank everyone for joining me today. Let's go to the last call, because we're about to wrap things up. We're going to let you go. You're going to be redirected directly to Nick's stream pre-show chat. So if that's where you want to go, just hang around. You'll end up there. And I'll see you again next week. But I'll see you over in Nick's stream if you're going to be there. So I'll be there. But until next time, I'll catch you later.